The engine on the old Chevy pickup sputtered to a stop, the line finally gone, and a thick, humid stillness settled over the lot. I leaned against the pressure washer, a bead of sweat tracing a path down my temple, just taking in the quiet before the afternoon rush when that unmistakable low purr of a high-performance engine cut through the silence. A white Porsche 911, the kind with more money invested in its paint job than my entire life savings, glided right past the long line of waiting cars, ignoring the signage and the single-file conga line we had going, and pulled directly into my express wash bay. Seriously? Are you kidding me? A woman with a haircut that screamed, "I need to speak to your manager," and a permanent scowl on her face stepped out, checking her watch as if she were late for a board meeting that mattered to someone other than herself. My heart hammered a slow, furious beat in my chest. I took a deep breath, the air thick with the scent of pine-scented soap and ozone, and walked over, doing my best to plaster on my customer service smile. "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but this bay is 4-, don't you dare," she snapped, her voice like grinding glass. "I saw this one was empty and I don't have time to wait behind some plebeian pickup trucks." The word hung in the air, tasting bitter. I felt my jaw tighten. I tried again, my voice a forced calm. "We have a system, ma'am. Everyone waits their turn. There are people who have been waiting 10, 15 minutes. She waved a manicured hand dismissively. "Oh, please. It's a car wash, not the DMV. Besides, my time is more valuable than theirs. Now, can you get this thing started? The sun is brutal out here." She gestured grandly to her car, her diamond-encrusted watch catching the light and blinding me for a split second. Was this real? Was I actually having this conversation? A sigh escaped my lips, a tired, ragged sound that carried all the weight of dealing with people like her every single day. I looked at the line of patient, honest people in their beat-up sedans and minivans, some of them giving me a sympathetic shrug. This was my business, my livelihood, built from nothing, and she was treating it like her personal playground. It was in that moment, as she tapped her foot impatiently and adjusted her designer sunglasses, that something in me just snapped. My usual deference, my willingness to swallow my pride for the sake of a positive review, vanished like a puff of smoke. I thought about the hours I put in, the sweat on my brow, the calluses on my hands. All for what? To be disrespected by someone who thought the world revolved around her. The answer, I decided, was a resounding, fiery no. I gave her a wide, slow smile, the kind that didn't reach my eyes. "Absolutely, ma'am. Right away." I turned on my heel and walked back into the small, air-conditioned shed that served as my control room. From here, I could see everything, the lines, the bays, and the single, red, unlabeled button on a panel behind a rack of old towels. It was my dirty little secret, a system I'd rigged up years ago as a joke. A just-in-case button for that one day when I'd meet the worst of the worst. It was connected to a separate, small pump and a holding tank I had originally bought for a landscaping project. A tank that currently held a mixture of recycled rinse water and, well, let's just say it wasn't clean. I watched her through the dusty window. She was on her phone now, probably telling someone all about the terrible service at this establishment. My thumb hovered over the button, a tiny moment of hesitation, a single heartbeat in which I questioned my sanity. But then her voice, shrill and entitled, drifted over the hum of the air conditioner. "Just how hard is it to wash a car? This is ridiculous." I didn't even flinch. My thumb pressed down. Click. The familiar hum of the main pumps shifted, a different, lower growl replacing the high-pitched whine. Outside, the jets of clear, frothy water that had just begun to spray her precious Porsche sputtered, then died. She looked up, confused. "What's wrong with your machine?" she yelled, her voice echoing off the concrete. Before I could answer, a new stream of liquid erupted from the nozzles. It was a sickly brownish-yellow color, thick and viscous, with tiny particulate matter floating in it. The smell hit me even inside the shed, a sour, earthy stench that was vaguely biological. Her mouth dropped open in silent horror. She pointed a trembling finger at the vile stream as it splattered across the gleaming white finish of her car. "What is that?" she shrieked, her phone forgotten. "Is that sewage?" Oh, that sweet sound. Couldn't help but chuckle. I stepped outside, into the heat, the foul odor a small price to pay for this moment of sublime justice. She was frantically wiping at the side panel with her hand, smearing the disgusting liquid and whatever was in it all over the paint. The disgust on her face was a masterpiece. "That's my premium, all natural, completely recycled rinse water, ma'am," I said, my voice as calm and syrupy as can be. "We collect all the wastewater from the entire day and, well, we put it to good use. It's perfect for a deep-down cleanse." She stared at me, her eyes wide with a look of pure, unadulterated shock. The expensive, glossy finish of her car was now covered in a permanent-looking, grayish film. She looked like she was about to vomit. The Porsche, once a symbol of her pristine arrogance, was now a public, stinking canvas of her comeuppance. The moral of the story? Some people need to be taken down a peg or two, and sometimes, the best way to clean up a mess is to create a bigger, stinkier one. And as she scrambled back into her now filthy car, her dignity left in a puddle on the asphalt, I just smiled. This was a day I'd remember forever. "That'll be $50, ma'am, for the special wash." A perfect example of a truly satisfying, if a little dirty, karma.